Hello, this is wmpyr. Recently I've been studying Professor Bram Frank's videos for his Filipino martial arts instructionals, tutorials, and yeah, they've been super exciting and definitely an eye opener for me. And I'd like to share with you some of the things that I have learned. What I want to focus on today is his idea of using the blade, okay, using an actual blade. And of course this is the Lapu-Lapu Corto trainer, so please make sure that you use a trainer in practice, okay. So anyway, yeah, his idea of using the blade is quite drastically different from the common perception, so I thought it would be very interesting to show and explain to you guys today what I picked up. So first off, how do you use a knife, right? How does one use a knife? And I mean, the most common is you stab, right? I think a lot of people think, yeah, you just repeatedly stab. You can go into reverse grip, and you can stab like so. You can stab over here. So the stabbing idea. What his idea is that in order to stab, all you need is a point. You don't need the edge. Therefore, you know, use an ice pick, use a pen, use something with a point. Why use a knife? And that makes sense. What he's trying to say is that you're not making 100% usage of the knife to its maximum potential. So then let's think about what is the maximum potential of a knife. And what it is he explained that it's the edge. So using the edge of a blade is maximizing what it's intended for. That's what a blade is the edge. So he was talking about use the edge, right? So then, okay, we use the edge. How do we use the edge? Most people think, well, here, boom, 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 boom. This is the idea, right? If you have training in Filipino martial arts, that's what you do with the sticks, and then you go, okay, I'm supposed to do that to the target. His idea, once again, is drastically different here. So the way, he does it, person is attacking you, you defend. You defend, the blade now makes contact with the opponent's arm. So once it's made contact from here, in other words, you are checking. So from this check, that's when you cut. And you're going to cut with a forwards or a backwards motion. And as simple as this is, it makes perfect sense. If you're cooking, are you going to cut like this? Are you going to dangle it and then cut it like that? No. You're going to put your blade right onto the thing that you're going to cut, and you're going to cut like so. So that's essentially what you're doing. So you're going to go forwards or you're going to go backwards, and you're going to cut. So that is what he was talking about. So instead of like, okay, boom, he's attacking me, I check, and then boom, 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 that is not the way he uses it. He check, and then from here, boom, cut forwards, cut back, keep that blade attached, and cut like so. So, and this, bear with me, for a lot of people, maybe, you go, wait a minute, this is how you cut. and if you see that, remember, this guy's moving. This guy moves. My opponent moves. So for me to do this requires accuracy and timing, right? So it's kind of similar to like a tennis player trying to hit the ball. Whereas to this right here, boom, the blade is already on the target. And then you go forwards or back. So, I thought that was extremely interesting. Now, a while back, I explained to you guys that in close range, and if your knife is very, very short, then the idea here is to go boom, right here. And then from here, you cut. Rather than I'm trying to cut from here, because the same explanation, you can miss. You could totally miss. So But if I cut from here, it's much, much harder to miss, right? So that was something that, as I was teaching Filipino martial arts, I saw my students, various students that I had over the years. I noticed that when we would go to the knife and we would practice, my students would miss. They would miss the target and they would hit the hand onto the target. So then I thought, how can we solve this problem? Because in a real life situation, you're trying to cut them and your hand might hit like the skull or something hard and you might injure your hand. If you injure your hand, you're going to have a harder time holding your weapon. That's not good. So, I was like, how can I solve this problem? Well, if you actually thinking of cutting, you're thinking about cutting the target, but then you miss and your fist hits, your hand hits, you can hurt your hand. But if you actually think about just bringing your hand to the target, like so, whether it's a punch or just bring your hand here, or even forearm, then it's okay. Then it's a completely different story, and you won't hurt your hand compared to I want to cut and then I hit my hand. It's just a different situation. So boom, you bring the hand here and then you cut. It just made sense. But Professor Bram Frank, his idea was to take this to the max. So that was my idea for wmpyr fighting, and he was doing it for not just small knives, not just in close range. He was doing it. That's how he does it. Period. With the blade. That's how his entire blade fighting. That's how it is. And I was like, wow, that just blew my mind. It makes sense. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.